What is up, guys? This is Red Hood 420, and I'm here to bring you guys a review slash rant of Game of Thrones season 8, episode 5, The Bells. And man, oh man, of course, this is gonna be spoiler review. So if you guys haven't watched it and care about spoilers, go watch it. Come back here, and maybe you'll be on the same wavelength as me. Have the same feelings about what I felt about this episode. Because man, was I angry about this episode? And we're gonna start from the beginning. We literally see Varys straight up writing about Jon's secret. Jon is legit the true heir to the Iron Throne, doing it in broad daylight. Cool, yada yada yada. He finds his little spy helper, and they're talking about Dany not eating food, basically hinting Varys is trying to poison Dany's food, so she could just kaput die, and then Jon will, of course, then take the throne. But she's not eating and whatnot. Whatever. Then freaking Varys, for some apparent reason, lost common sense. He wanted to approach Jon in broad daylight when he came on shore. So, hey man, the man's supposed to be very, very smart, very cunning, and of course caring, but and doing what's best for the realm. But for some apparent reason, he just wants to be dumb about it, and so Tyrion sees it. And guess what? Tyrion, the man that that basically had Varys save his life. Best friends with Varys, just snitches on him and says, yeah, he's betraying you, and then it's like, all right, Jon betrayed me by telling Sansa, and you betrayed me by telling Varys, but, we're going to have Varys, die, basically. And, basically Varys, keeps writing letters. We don't know whether or not he sent it out. I felt like he did, but basically guards come and take him, burns the one letter he wrote, and puts his rings in the cup and whatnot, and straight up goes in the beach, pretty dark, right? And, got sentenced to die. And then Tyrion's like, yeah, I told on you, Varys. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I hope we can be good friends until you die. And it's just like, okay. And, Varys basically says, I hope I'm wrong. And, that she isn't crazy. And basically gets sentenced to die. She says Dracarys, gets, straight up, burnt to death, right? So we got that. Thought his death was dumb. I thought that it was going to be screaming, because we've seen in many episodes, especially in an episode like season 7, soldiers screaming fire and stuff like that. And then we're going to get into it, because for some apparent reason, Varys either is a badass or insta-died, but it doesn't seem like he insta-died. He just, I guess, feels no pain to fire and just dies without screaming. Because I know if it's going to be me, I'm going to be screaming and crying and dying at the same time. But it was very cool shots, and I gotta give the episode credit in terms of cinematography and score, and as well as direction. The director is amazing. Miguel, I've been saying this since a long time, basically, to my friends, and even on episode 3, I think he's a great director. I think he did well for Battle of the Bastards and Hard Home. He's really fantastic, and that's what the episode got going for it. Everything else regarding to writing, I thought acting was great too. But there's that. What else happened? Basically Jon doesn't want to mess with Dany anymore, and she's like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna rule as with fear. It's like, so we're gonna put the blame on Jon now because he didn't make love to you. Okay, I guess that's how it goes. You're gonna rule through fear because your significant other just doesn't want to do that anymore. But okay. Also, Tyrion finds out that Jaime, for some apparent reason, got caught coming back and also that just goes against his character arc, and it also doesn't give enough wiggle room for character regression if he's going back to Cersei, because we haven't really seen any character regression from him. It just is like, oh no, Cersei might die. It's like, let me go back. It's like, bro, she straight up threatened to kill you at the mountain, and she had Bronn try to assassinate you. So you're gonna go back to her? That makes perfect sense. It didn't show any care or anything like that. It just, like at season 7 finale, it just showed like, oh my gosh, my sister is a terrible person. She doesn't care about anybody else, and about the living and the dead, she's awful. Like that's the whole point of that like whole arc situation for him. But I'm fine with him regressing, but I'm not fine with it's such a sudden turn, and that's my whole point about it. So yeah, we find out for some apparent reason Jaime got caught, and then when Tyrion goes to see him, literally the explanation is he's the dumbest Lannister because he didn't cover up his hand. And I'm like, huh, you're the dumbest Lannister, but you covered up your hand in the finale of season 7 when going up north. That doesn't make any sense. That's just terrible writing right there. It's like, oh, I just didn't feel like showing. Like, no, you just said, oh, I forgot. Somehow I forgot I had a golden hand. But I was able to cover it up in the season 7 finale when going up north to Winterfell. Whatever. Forget about that. And then, basically, I did like the interaction between Jaime and Tyrion, and like the emotions. It was a good conclusion for both of them, I felt. I really enjoyed that. And then after that, basically Tyrion frees him. Whatever. He told him to ring the bells for their surrender so no one could die. Jaime says, you're going to basically die. Your queen's going to kill you for doing this, for setting me free. He's like, I hope she can understand that I'm trying to also save innocent lives. And he also, for some apparent reason, Tyrion also wants Jaime to go help Cersei as well. And so they can start a new life for Jaime and Cersei somewhere else. Whatever. Then we go, and I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, the Hound and Arya go to the gate for some, to quote unquote for the Hound to kill the Mountain and Arya to kill the Queen. So they make it, and you see people closing off the doors to the Red Keep, I think. And after that, you also see Jaime trying to go through. The door is locked, so he takes some alleyways and whatnot, whatever. And we also see Jon at the front. We see the Golden Company right there. Terrible military strategy. They're like legit in front of the castle gate. But if they were, head-on attacked, there's no way for them to like back up or anything like that. So then they would basically die. So they wouldn't do that. Don't know why. Military strategy is like out the window now for Game of Thrones. What else happened? Oh, so they had the standoff, right? And essentially, Dany just dive bombs out of nowhere, and people were thinking that, Drogon was gonna have some like armor, so it protects him from the scorpions. And no, he just dive bombs is so damn fast, and for some apparent reason, everyone's missing. They just miss, or they're barely firing. And it's like, bro, you got shot like Rhaegal 3 times consecutive. A flying dragon, not a still dragon, a flying dragon. But you can't shoot Drogon, and he's bigger and stuff. So whatever. He basically, like, Dany just destroys the whole entire Iron Fleet and destroys basically all of the outer wall defenses with their scorpions and stuff like that. And I'm just like, when it hit the wall, when Drogo was shooting fire at the wall, I was just like, wait, they're not shooting anything now. Like the Euron's fleet was shooting a couple times, and they were missing like bad. They're like stormtrooper level bad. And when the Lannister army on the walls, they legit didn't shoot. I don't think they shot at all. And they were seeing other people, getting obliterated. So you would think they would have aimed up and did their best to shoot at Drogon. But hey, man, the plot armor is strong with Drogon and Dany, and they just nerfed the shit out of the Scorpions. I was like, gosh dang, they really nerfed it. Like, I saw the memes too. Like, people like, man, they got some patch notes for this show right now because no one can fucking even hit a near shot. Or no one's shooting. It's just people are being dumb now. They're like, oh, well, it is what it is. Let's just, come on, kill me, Drogon. You know, shoot some fire at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever. Then Dany basically kills the whole entire Golden Company. And this is my whole issue, right? They've been hyping up the Golden Company for quite some time. And they're supposed to be like very well in terms of sword fighting. They're really good to use in battle. Like one of the best fighters, right? They get shitted on by the dragon. Like complete shitted on. And I was like, you're writing, and this is like keynote for writers. When you're writing and saying this battle is going to be equal, and it's not one-sided, because killing one dragon, but no, this is a slaughter. Like legit, this is a slaughter. It's not one. It's not even. It's completely one-sided. Dany's just killing everything and whatnot, and the Golden Company is just decimated. And Grey Worm, the Unsullied, somehow multiply. they somehow got more people. I don't know how. They must have mated, even though they can't even mate. But whatever. And the Dothraki, man. I'm like, didn't the Dothraki get decimated? Just got destroyed. Everyone just died. Maybe it was like 2 or 3 left from retreating. But I'm pretty sure the Dothraki got destroyed and somehow they respawned. They got more patch notes. or they got kids and the kids just straight up, aged so fast. I can't tell you. But whatever. And then Jon takes his Northmen, and they're battling and whatnot. Then they meet a big Lannister group. They're like, shit, we're fucked. We're gonna surrender. Right. Oh my gosh, they're surrendering. This is amazing. Legit, they barely had any casualties, and Dany's just there, just like, I don't know, anxious and like fear and anger. And I'm just like, and then the bell finally rings. People are saying, ring the bells, to say they surrender. And the bells finally ring. Dany doesn't want to fucking have it for some reason. Dany doesn't want to fucking have it. And she goes in, killing innocent people. And I mean innocent people. Men, women, and children that had nothing to do with the battle, just dying. Dany's just fucking killing everyone. And people are just like, well, listen here, Red Hood 420. They hinted at this throughout the whole entire show of her becoming just like her father and her becoming mad. And they foreshadowed it. And you see with the vision with Bran, and I'm like, I don't disagree with that. I very much think she was going to go mad. I've been very much saying that she was going to go mad. But the whole entire issue I have with her going mad is there's not enough transition of her to become a mad queen. And what I mean by that is she's not had... she hasn't killed any innocents at all. And that's what happened with the Mad King. He started killing, some innocents, and it was gradually. And the reason why he became mad was because I heard this from my friend, is because he became imprisoned and was tortured for quite some time. And then when he became got his role as king, like he started becoming crazy and thought he could become a dragon and set everything on fire. That's how he became mad, right? And I was just like, whatever. We didn't have that, and we've had some time pass between Missandei and also Rhaegal dying. So you're just going to kill innocent people that have nothing to do with it. That just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, well, she's always been like that. And it's like, no, she hasn't. Has she had some hints? Sure. But she's always killed people that were messed up, that were evil, and that were given a chance to survive, and they chose not to because they still wanted to have slaves. Completely different. And then she killed warlords. Completely different. And legit people are saying, I'm gonna rain fire and blood because, and guess what? She also said she didn't want to become the Queen of Ashes. And when she found out that one of her dragons might have eaten a child, guess what she did to said dragons? She imprisoned them, and it broke her heart to imprison her own children, but also broke her heart that potentially her dragons killed an innocent person. So this is a big difference. And having Dany's arc to become Mad Queen wasn't fleshed out enough. It was just very sudden. It needed more fleshing out. It needed like a season's worth. It didn't, like, for 2 episodes, or not even 2 episodes, like an episode and a half or something is not good enough. And the same thing with Jaime going back to Cersei. It was not good enough. We needed more time to flesh that out to get a character regression. To just have it happen like that is just bad writing. So yeah, she's killing innocents. What else happened? Then Grey Worm just kills somebody randomly, whatever. I let that pass because Missandei love his true life and you just want some blood. And Jon seeing his Northmen just going crazy too, and sees one of his Northmen, legit people are just killing innocents too, and legit raping people. And Jon sees one of his men trying to do so, and he's like, dude, what's wrong with you? And the other guy's going crazy and just tries to kill Jon, and then Jon just kills him. And some people are like, well, Jon was also killing unarmed Lannisters. I need to rewatch, but I'm pretty sure the Lannisters were coming up to him and trying to kill him. And that, like, he's doing self-defense. You can't do anything. You can't just go like, oh, let me run away. Like, people coming at him with swords. He's going to have to defend himself. So I give that a pass. What else happened? We also see Arya and the Hound go up to the Red Keep. And basically, the Hound's like, you shouldn't come. If you keep continuing, you're going to die, end up like me. And, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And and this is like her whole point. Her whole arc was to kill Cersei. And she's like, okay, thank you, Sandor. And I'm like, I can understand it, but there still had to be character, more of a character arc leading up to that. Like, there wasn't much fleshing out. That's what I'm saying. It just happened so fast, and it's like, I can't take that in. And it's just not good writing again. And then, she leaves, and then we have the whole sequence with the Hound in the mountain. The Hound sees the mountain, and basically some of the Kingsguard die, and the Hound kills the rest of the Kingsguard, and there's like one left, the mountain, of course. And she's like, come with me. The mountain, I need protection. Protection. And Qyburn's like, you need to listen to your queen. He's just like, and just throws him his like head bursts in the back. And basically Cersei's like, deuces. And yeah, they have the battle. I thought it was a decent fight. I liked it. And it was a touching ending. Like, death by fall / fire. That was great. Even though the eye-popping thing for the mountain, I'm like, bruh, I guess the Hound has some, like, very powerful eyes, strong eyes, adamantium eyes or something like that to, like, withstand all that pressure in his eyes. But that's cool. They go out. I probably didn't mention yet. Yeah, Jaime, when going to the, side to go to the secret entrance to get to the Red Keep, yeah, somehow Euron Greyjoy's there. He just likes to teleport to very convenient places, and on that shore he just found Jaime, and for some apparent reason he wants to fight Jaime, which there was no lead up to this, nor was there any foreshadowing to this. It just was very random, and I was like, okay, why do you even care to fight Jaime? What's the whole point? What in terms of your character, why do you care to fight Jaime and to cut his head off and have it served to Cersei so she can kiss it? Then, like, doesn't make any sense. Euron's probably the worst character in Game of Thrones. Suppose he's way better in the books than in the show. So suppose he was butchered. I haven't read the books. Like I've only read maybe 20 or 40 pages of the first book. I need to find it. I have all the books. I haven't read them. And I also read only like about like a couple pages in Fire and Blood. Yeah, I'm on like page 25 on Fire and Blood. And this is like basically a history book of how Aegon the Conqueror conquered Westeros. And he did a better job than Dany. Way better job than Dany. To go more back into it, yeah, Jaime just straight up just gets stabbed like multiple times. Somehow survives it. These are like mortal wounds. And for some apparent reason, Euron just lets him go. And it's like, you fight good as a cripple. You fight good for being a crippled. And straight up, for some reason, just allows Jaime to, get the sword. And stabs Jaime in the back, or I don't know where. And then, Jaime just stabs him through the stomach and basically kills Euron. And he's like, haha, you get to add another king to your king slaying records and stuff. And I'm like, whatever. And then he legit dies and says, I'm the man that killed Jaime Lannister. It's like, no one's gonna know, my man. What's the point of that super cringy dialogue? That line, just dumb. Basically, then Jaime finds Cersei. Oh man, they found her at the same place that he left her. You know what I mean? Just trying to be poetic, I guess. It's so dumb. Then he leads her to the secret entrance, secret exit, basically the secret secret exit / entrance. Yeah, it's with all bunch of bricks. So they basically die, and she's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. It's like, look at me, only us matters. And they die. And then my whole point is, when I think there was a line, I don't know if it was in the last episode or this episode, he was talking about he doesn't care about innocence, but he killed the Mad King to save innocent lives, as well as his family. So, yeah, that's null and void to say you don't care. So, very contradictory to his character arc yet again. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, we have Arya's POV, a point of view that the showrunners want to, say, because she was very pointless in this episode. We just see the carnage and destruction with her and her point of view. And also, yet again, thinking about it now, why didn't the Hound just, say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. You're gonna just end up just like me. I guess now was the more appropriate time to say that to her. I don't know. He was so gun-ho about her killing the queen, and then he was like, don't be like me. So there was no point. The only reason why they're doing it is to have a point of view character, but they could have had Jon to do it. Dany could have just killed some Northmen Northmen, and we could have got this point of view from Jon, not Arya. And Arya, she survives so many times where she should have died. Buildings falling, fire engulfing everything, and somehow Arya is totally fine. And I'm just like, man, she has some strong plot armor. And then she's in the building, and she's telling people to, come with me, so you live. Then a mother gets like slashed from a Dothraki, and she's trying to carry him, and the dragon comes and engulfs people in flames. She tries to get the daughter of the mother, and she doesn't want to go, and they get engulfed in flames. And that's what I was saying, Arya should have died there too, and for some apparent reason she was fine, and she just sees the carnage and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, this episode was very well shot. I was like, wow. Oh, what else happened? Yeah, and then she gets knocked out for some apparent reason, and then she sees a horse. Even my mom was saying, wow, that was convenient. A horse right there and then, with all this carnage. And I'm like, I was laughing when she said that, because I was like, oh, because the writers are pretty bad right now. And it was just so out of left field. And then the episode ends with Arya riding off, and you just see the ashes, and it is what it is. And this whole episode was like what I said. It had great cinematography. It had great music. And it had good acting. It was well shot, well directed. And I don't blame Miguel. I never blame Miguel. He's not a bad director. He's just not a writer. Like, he didn't write this episode. DB DB Wise and David Benioff are the writers. So I blame them. I really do. And my whole thing is, if you're going to do these character arcs, do them well. If you're going to do character regressions, do them well. If you want to do the Mad Queen, turning Dany into Mad Queen, do them well. Flesh them out well. Have more episodes. HBO gave you more episodes, gave you more seasons, gave you a bigger budget, and you said no. Because you want to do Star Wars. That's fine if you want to do Star Wars, but leave the show. And this is to them. I hope this video gets out to them, because this episode shat on everyone. This episode shat on the fans because, hey, we don't care about writing. We just want the show to end. You legit were saying this type of stuff. You want to leave for Star Wars. And now I don't want you touching anything with Star Wars The Old Republic, because you're going to probably butcher Revan. And I hope you and if you do Star Wars, I don't want to say to crap on it and to do a bad job. I really hope you strictly adapt. Because if you come up with anything new, or something new with Revan, I'm going to get pissed. I'm already pissed. And I don't really read the books. This is the funny thing. I've only read 25 pages of Fire and Blood in like 40 pages of the first book. So I'm not a book fan, right? But I'm going to start reading the books because people are telling me how good the books are, and I want to. And I'm hoping Winds of Winter come out this year. But yeah, you guys, when creating new material for existing IPs, terrible. X-Men Origin Wolverine, I think it was Benioff, right? Man, you butchered that movie with that writing. You butchered Deadpool. You butchered Wolverine. You butchered everyone in that movie. You're not a good writer. And then hearing what the celebrities are saying, the actors and actresses of Game of Thrones, and how they have to legit just like, yeah, it's disappointing and all this other stuff. And how Emilia Clarke for this episode had to leave for 3 hours because of what she read. Because it, for her, doesn't make sense. Yes, they hinted and foreshadow. It doesn't mean that she does that immediately. There has to be more setup for that to happen. She hasn't killed an innocent life. But she killed thousands and thousands of innocent people in that episode. And David Benioff's like, well, the reason why for that to have happened is because the bells rang and she saw the Red Keep and she got all angry and stuff. And she wanted to, take it back what was hers. Because the Red Keep has been stolen from her. I'm like, oh yeah, it makes totally sense. It makes total sense. Showrunners. It makes 100% sense. And you're telling me that we got hints when Viserys dies? Viserys was a terrible human being. I guess everyone is insane or becomes insane because people enjoyed that death. Was a terrible person. Just saying. Nobody she's killed were innocent people. So that to me just did not make sense at all. Terrible. Jaime, terrible. Cersei. Oh man, people were hyping up Cersei. I wanted to say this. People were hyping her up to the moon. They were like, yes, Cersei's the main villain. The White Walkers were always, a side villain. She's going to have this integral role for this season, the rest of the season. Yeah, Cersei. And then she dies. And all she was doing was staring at a balcony. Yeah. Look at that. What was her character arc this season? What was it? I want people to tell me, the defenders of the show, please tell me what was her arc this season. To finally realize, I don't want to die. Like, oh, now you don't. Now you don't. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Wow. What else can I say? They butchered it. They butchered this war. They butchered the White Walkers, the long night. I don't know what else to say at this point. This show has just shit the bed. This season shit the bed. I excused season 7, right? I thought 5 and 6 were good. I understood the declining writing quality, but I thought they were good. Then season 7, I was like, yeah, I'll excuse it because they're setting all this stuff up, teleportation, whatever. And then this season, I'm like, oh no. When I saw episode 3, The Long Night, I was like, oh no. That was it for me. And then episode 4, her forgetting. How does Dany forget about the Iron Fleet? When they've been, saying that Dany has a very good memory, and that, we've been having meetings about the Iron Fleet, and Jamie was talking about the Iron Fleet, and like this whole season, they were talking about the Iron Fleet, and for the showrunners to say she forgot, amazing writing, fantastic. David Benioff and DB Wise, like 10 out of 10. No! This is going to be like Dexter and Lost. And I know what happens in the last episode. The leaks are true. Leaks are 100% true. And it is a shit show. Who's on the Iron Throne? A shit show. It's just dumb. And it contradicts writing again. How am I surprised? How am I surprised you forget about your own writing? How am I surprised? You guys are terrible. What else? Now, finally, I'm just happy that people are starting to understand the writing is not good anymore. I'm just happy because we're noticing this by the dislikes. We're noticing by people talking on Twitter, like people that defend the show heavily in the episode 3 are finally, coming to see the light. And I'm hoping HBO says season 7 and 8 aren't canon, and we're gonna get new showrunners, and we're going to give 3 to 4 more seasons. But I highly doubt that'll happen. And we just hope that George finishes the last 2 books. That's all we can hope for at this point. Or if they just redo the whole entire show. That's it. Like, we got prequel shows. I think I forgot who is writing one of the prequel shows / showrunners, but they're like really, really good writers. So I'm totally confident in them. I don't know about the other prequel shows because I haven't talked much about those. Supposedly one of them is going to be about this book I'm reading, Fire and Blood. Supposedly we're supposed to make theories after reading this. So I don't know what that means because I haven't finished it. I don't know if we're going to talk about Aegon the Conqueror, and that's going to be, one of the prequel shows, which I'm actually fine with if they do with Aegon and his sisters. Like, I think that would be a pretty good show to do and to write about. Probably be better than Game of Thrones. And then also people saying, like, the show isn't called Game of Thrones. The show's called Ice and... that's... They were saying the show's called Game of Thrones. And I'm just like, what's it based off of? A Song of Ice and Fire. And it's like, well, it's only Game of Thrones and it's all about politics. And yeah, look how that turned out. Politics are shit here. The whole thread was supposed to be about White Walkers. The whole prophecy of Azor Ahai was supposed to be Jon. They shit the bed with the Night Walker because they want to subvert expectations. And there was a quote, a video surfacing of George R.R. Martin about him foreshadowing and stuff like that, and people guessing what's going to happen. But you don't want to change everything because it'll get worse. And that's what they did. The showrunners, that's what they did. They had legit Arya killed the Night King. And that to subvert expectations, even though Jon was heavily, foreshadowed to face him. Hey, subvert expectations, what can we say? But yeah, the show, this episode, writing, brings it down a lot. I'm thinking like a 5.5 out of 10, a 6 out of 10. I don't know what else to say. I think I've already said my piece on this. Want to know what you guys thought about this whole episode. I very, very disappointed. And if you guys want me to talk about the leaks, I very much will make a video if you guys demand me to talk about the leaks for episode 6 and to give my thoughts. And of course, I will do a review, probably a rant on episode 6, the finale of the whole entire show, and then I'll probably do a whole review of the whole season in its entirety, and maybe I'll go back and do season reviews for the for Game of Thrones, like season 1 through like 7, and do that. And then maybe I don't know, to fix some things. I might do fix some things for Game of Thrones when it comes to the writing. It's just it's piss poor at this point. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long review slash rant, and also make sure to comment below and let me know if I missed anything important in my review. And also, I want you guys to speak freely if you agree with me or disagree with me. I like to have a open dialogue when it comes to this, like we did with the episode 3 review of season 8, The Long Night. That was really good. I really enjoyed that dialogue between you guys that agree with me, that disagreed with me, and it's gonna be a great time to respond to all your comments. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to hit the like button. I'm hoping we can get 10 likes. Share this review slash rant with your friends, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from my channel, as well as the bell notification so you guys can get updated as when my videos go up. And follow me on Twitter at redhood240. I play some video games, so you can follow me on Twitch at redhood420. So do want to say, hope you guys are having an amazing and fantastic day. This is redhood420 signing off.